Everybody, welcome back to Crypto Events Announcements. My name is Eugene Ramanenko. I'm your Crypto MC, and please welcome my today's upcoming guest. She is a lady. She is Lluisa Marsal Llacuna from Barcelona, Spain. And she also will be speaking at the AI and Blockchain Summit in Barcelona, Spain, her city, in November 19, 20, and 21st, hosted by InnMind team and Nelly Orlova. This is the third edition of the famous Swiss Blockchain Leadership Summit. So, Lluisa, it's great honor and pleasure to have you on interview.
Thank you.
First of all, for those who may be not familiar with you, could you please give us a bit intro who you are, what are your usual work, and what are you working on right now regarding blockchain?
I work at the Catalan Institute of Energy. This is an organization within the government of Catalonia. And we are in charge of the political or the policy arrangements to develop renewable energy in Catalonia, basically. So we handle issues like solar energy, wind, also some areas of fossil fuels, but mainly renewables. So our main focus and core areas are these two, wind and solar.
Well, maybe it's a strange question because you're in Barcelona, but what are the main reasons? Why did you decide to share your ideas and experience in your native city, Barcelona, at this summit?
Well, they were looking for someone who was expert on new technologies that help empower people in their use of these free resources, renewable energies. And they came across with my profile as expert on blockchain applied to cities and urban systems. So we had conversations about the possibility of me becoming part of the team basically the division on management, energy management. So I belong to that division. And yeah, so the proposal was interesting. They were willing me to onboard me as a person who would use blockchain technology to help prosumers, to help citizens to become more self-sufficient with their own wind and solar resources. So that was the purpose.
That's very, very interesting area of connecting blockchain and the real human problems regarding energy. What topics and issues will you be specifically covering during your performance at the Barcelona stage? Will it speak about blockchain and energy or more wider or what?
Exactly. So what I will be talking about will be our current project, which is called IOCAT. It's spelled like IOCAT. The IOCAT project is the development of solar communities, which are self-managed and self-organized using their own solar resources. So basically, in these communities, you have a very big producer of energy, typically a public facility who has a solar installation in the roof, which is big enough to serve a small community around it. And we have several households who will be benefiting from that main producer of energy. And blockchain will be used to handle all the transactions back and forth. Also to balance out if any allowances are being surpassed, or if there are any consumers who are not using their full allowance. So in other words, we will be creating like an internal market within this solar community for these transactions to take place.
Well, I have to ask you, as you're an energy specialist, how do you think will blockchain technology totally disrupt the traditional way why humanity produces, distributes, and consumes energy?
Well, I think so, because first of all, we are, at the edge of a climate revolution. We already are experiencing very serious movements in that direction. And I think that free resources, free energy resources like solar and wind will be more prominent, will be much more important in the years ahead, basically because fossil fuels are contributing to climate change, and they will be, more or less seen as something that we don't want to promote. Therefore, we'll be leveraging on more renewable and environmentally friendly resources. And since these are for free, people will be, willing to use them their own way. And when people want to use, the resources they have available their own way, and they want to become self-organized and self-managed, then you need technologies such as blockchain to make it happen. So definitely that's what we will be seeing going forward.
Well, thank you for your answer. I will try to ask speakers from different countries how the things are going on regarding blockchain in their countries. As you are in Spain and you are the professor at the university, how do you evaluate or estimate the level of understanding blockchain technology in Spain in a whole, the level of adoption blockchain technology in perfect minds of professors, of government representatives, and Spanish government? How does it relate to blockchain? Does it understand the future scenario, or it afraid, or tell something about it?
Well, I think there is a bit of misunderstanding, not just in Spain, but across the globe at institutional level, if you want. Blockchain is, there is a miscorrelation between Bitcoin as the originator of blockchain and the current solutions we see promoted or put forward by companies and enterprises. So people at organizations and institutions, they tend to think that the blockchain enterprise solutions and Bitcoin are the same thing, because basically there has been this misleading message put across. And as you know, they are not the same thing. So blockchain enterprise solutions are not blockchain, are just distributed ledgers. This is a different technology, it's a different story. Whereas cryptographic solutions such as Bitcoin are the true, genuine, and authentic blockchain. In our project at the EOCAT, we are looking at this blockchain, let's say, public ledger, peer-to-peer blockchain solution. So, in other words, we are looking at this open source, community managed, non-centralized blockchain genuine solution, non-enterprise. Yeah, so that's our aim, basically, because we do not want an authority, we do not want a central group, or we don't want the solution to be owned by anyone, just by the users themselves. So what we will be doing is developing the platform and offering it to the users, to citizens, for them to use. So our role is not to control or manage the solution, just to promote it and to offer it to the users, basically.
Well, do you call yourself Bitcoin maximalist or don't?
I don't know. This jargon, it's a little bit, how to say, difficult to, no. No, I mean, I really appreciate what Bitcoin, did in the early years of blockchain. And of course, without Bitcoin, we would not have blockchain. But I think that blockchain can evolve much more. And there is a huge potential for better and more, how to say, more user-friendly solutions. So I'm not a maximalist, because I think there is a lot of room for improvement in order to approach blockchain to the citizen, which is it's not happening yet. So
Mm-hmm.
Bitcoin is a little bit too. It's for experts, still for experts. So the day we see blockchain solutions that are massively adopted, then we can call it, a success. Blockchain is not yet a success.
Well, we're still in the early stage of
Mm,
adoption of this technology. So
yeah.
what are other directions or destinations our industry is moving on towards you can mention in the blockchain space?
I believe that industries, instead of creating fake blockchains and these, called blockchain enterprise solutions, which are not blockchain, they should be developing user interfaces that help the user to use the real blockchain. In other words, um, Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are hard to use by users, and there are no solutions based on those mechanisms. So we do not have projects based on Bitcoin. We do not have, we have not many projects based on Ethereum and Litecoin and many other crypto solutions. So I think that there is a huge opportunity to develop user-friendly solutions based on those peer-to-peer networks. And this, in my opinion, is a huge area for entrepreneurs, startups, and business in general to develop.
Well, I think I'm totally convinced that you will be one of the most interesting speakers at the summit. And finally, Lluisa, whom will you recommend to visit AI and Blockchain Summit in Barcelona in November 19, 20, 21st? What type of person will mostly benefit from attending this event?
I believe anyone interested in new IT trends, basically, who wants to be, on top of the most relevant and most, let's say, novel solutions, they should be definitely attending because blockchain and AI, they are both rapidly evolving. So it's essential to be there to grasp on the recent developments.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are searching for the right time and right place for exploring, for exploring blockchain and its impact on the world, on the way how we live, how we do things in our life, and especially if you want to meet this professional lady, blockchain lady, Lluisa Marsal Llacuna from Barcelona, Spain, please pay attention on AI and Blockchain Summit in Barcelona, Spain, in November 19, 20, and 21st, hosted by InnMind. And by the way, we can also meet with you at other events. Please check thecryptomc.com and find a list and promo codes of these events, and subscribe my Facebook page and YouTube channel, and stay tuned for next speakers interviews regarding this event and other events. Dr. Lluisa Marsal Llacuna from Barcelona, Spain, and Eugene Ramanyanka with you. Thank you for watching. See you in November 1990, 1920, 21st in Barcelona, Spain, and AI and Blockchain Summits. Stay tuned, stay crypto, and thank you very much, Lluisa.
Thanks for having me.